What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today, and you guys see it on the screen right here, a 5x right here on this channel. This is now the second time we have taken Kevin De Bruyne and Jeremy Doku to go under because I told you guys they get subbed out of the game, okay? They're older players, and they're attackers, okay? When you're an attacker, you're going to get subbed out of the game, and this is what happened the past two games they've played in the World Cup so far. And if we look at the tournament, if we look at the game they played yesterday, you will see that Kevin De Bruyne subbed out the 72nd minute. And by the way, the second water break happens at the 75th minute. So we get subbed out right before the second water break. Doku actually gets subbed out way earlier than I thought he was going to get subbed out. I thought he was also going to get subbed out about the 70th minute. Doku gets subbed out at the 56th minute. And about a week ago, I sent out pretty much this exact same play. I took Doku under, I took KDB under, and both of them get subbed out at about the 80th minute. So it was right after the water break. So again, within the 70 to 80th minute, both of these guys get subbed out every single game. And we're going to keep attacking these guys under every single game that their line is way too high because they get subbed out and they don't even play the entire game. They play only like 70-75% of the game, okay? So you'll see 5x entry here. Jacob Miz, absolutely amazing call as well. I told you guys to take him up to 45 or 46. And I told you guys that the Brewers had a 70 to 75% chance of winning. Now, am I some MLB expert, some MLB oracle that's like, crunching the numbers in my head? No, I am using the sportsbook's odds like Bovada, like FanDuel, like DraftKings to tell you guys and show you guys, and this is public information out there, that the Brewers had a 70 to 75% chance to win the game. If pitcher wins the game, they get a lot more fantasy score for a couple of reasons, right? They're going to get less runs, they're going to get more strikeouts, but on top of that, they're going to get a pitcher win, and they're going to get a pitcher, a lot of times they're going to get what's called a perfect start, or it's a good start, quality start is what's called, quality start. When they have a win and they have a quality start, they get another 10 fantasy points on top of that. So he obviously gets the win and he crushes his fantasy score line. Amazing call there. Now, similar to yesterday, and I want to show you guys yesterday too, because this is what I talked about. We went up 8.25 units from this one entry alone, this big 4X four-man that you guys should have got in. And we had 5 entries yesterday that missed by one leg. Okay, so we had 3 2 out of 3s. We had 2 3 out of 4s. Very close. And then we also had some better hits, which we also had a sleeper hit today too. But I just want to show you guys how close we got to having a massive day. And I went over this yesterday. But similar story, again, where it's like we have a decent day. Like we maybe went up a unit or pretty much broke even. Like whatever, right? But we had some entries that were super close to also hitting. For example, this one misses by one leg. This one, absolutely heart-wrenching, heart-crushing loss right here. This guy misses by 0.5 headshots right here. So again, another day where we end up breaking even because if you look at the losses, guys, you have a loss here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and by the way, this one was a discount, so right, it was Lamal discounted down, and then I doubled down on Kevin De Bruyne because my favorite play of the day. I sent out this Kevin De Bruyne play everywhere I could. I sent it out on my Winnable, I sent it out on my Instagram, I sent it out on this YouTube channel, of course. Amazing play. Again, today I want to take Jude Bellingham under, but I don't believe he's playing, or I don't see a lineup for him. But again, some of these players you can consistently take under. Kevin De Bruyne, Jude Bellingham, Messi's pass attempt line, really good. Bernardo Silva, I'm going to look for his line. I like his under if he plays the winger. Who's the other guy that I really like unders for? I'm forgetting, but sometimes I like these guys, they play attacking roles. And if you play attacking roles like Kevin De Bruyne, you're going to get taken out of the game early, okay? But going back to what I was saying, guys, we had this entry nearly miss, this entry nearly miss. And again, we have 4 losses, as you guys see them, 4 losses. We go 4 units because of this entry hitting. So we pretty much break even on the Prize Picks entries, okay? But hopefully you guys are understanding what I'm saying these past couple of days, right? Even yesterday, we went up. We went up having a unlucky day. So objectively, I think we've been getting unlucky. I'm going to say like UL, right? We've been getting unlucky this past maybe like 4 or 5 days. But we've still either broken even or gone profitable over these past couple of days. So imagine what's going to happen if we pretty much have like I'm just going to say like a neutral luck day, or we have a lucky day, right? And again, you do not want to see us when we have lucky times, right? When we have lucky times, man, that is when we go up 30, 40 units in a very quick fashion, all right? And how I always think about this, I kind of think about the like this luck and unluck, guys, because sometimes people are like, man, I'm so unlucky, nothing ever goes right for me. And then whenever things are lucky, they don't really say anything because it's just how it is. But I always think in the unlucky times, and maybe we're unlucky, maybe we're kind of having neutral luck right now. It kind of depends how you think about it. But I always think that if we're having an unlucky time, the lucky time is going to happen eventually. Like it's kind of like a karma type of thing, right? Everything is weighted, right? Like if we have an unlucky week, well, a lucky week is going to come, or a lucky week is eventually going to happen for us, right? So again, we've been getting, I think, honestly unlucky because again, we've just missed some entries very close. Like for example, this entry could have easily hit. Lamal could have easily gotten one more shot, for example. Now, again, when we have a neutral luck or lucky day, man, we're going to just absolutely explode. And I'm telling you guys, one of these days is going to be like this, right? Like I told you guys about this yesterday. We could have easily had a 30-plus unit day yesterday if just some minor things went differently. And again, we had like a 2 to 3 unit day, and we went up on the day because of it. And I wasn't even counting better. Now, going over roundings out, sleeper hit yesterday. Better did not hit. One of these better entries, I believe this is on the VIP. So VIP better does not hit, but sleeper does hit. Okay, so on these discounted plays that I was talking about with sleeper and better, we do have a profitable day. Now on top of that, there was a pitcher line that I gave out yesterday, and I gave out Callist on the better entry, and Callist is happening tomorrow morning. Okay, so we got to wait for that. Hopefully Callist can go under, and we will cash another discount here. And you'll see just how correlated these guys are together, guys. Like, look at how correlated these guys are, right? They are right on the money together, right? They both hit about 90% of their line. If you look at the Spain guys, they both hit at about like 110 to 120% of their line because they possess the ball very well. Again, the strategy is very simple. If you have a lot of possession in the game, if you look at this Spain versus Uruguay team game, you will see that Spain possessed the ball pretty much 70% of the time. So if you possess the ball 70% of the time, then your players are going to go over because they're possessing the ball a lot. If you look at Egypt-Iran, Iran only possessed the ball 38% of the time. 38% of the time. So their players go under because they have less than 40% possession in this game. So lower possession, less pass attempts. Higher possession, more pass attempts. Again, Belgium, not as much possession. Also, KDB and Doku go under. KDB looked like he was going to hit the entire game. But if you were panicking that he was going to hit, you didn't listen to my video, because the reason why I took him is because they're attacking players. They're going to come out of the game eventually. So he is on a different playing field than like a defender of Belgium, because a defender of Belgium is going to play the entire 90, 95 minutes, but Kevin De Bruyne is only going to play 70 minutes, as we saw. Everything is tracked on this channel, guys. I track everything pretty much every day. I try to update these graphs about every 2 to 3 days. This is the long-term graph. I really need to update this again. I haven't updated this since like April. But again, it's not really about the day-to-day stuff in this graph, right? This is showing the past 2 years of sports betting. And you'll see ups, downs, peaks, valleys, everything like that, everything in between. We profited 1,000 units over the past 2.5 years using this system. And the system's called correlation, where you take guys, or you take teams, and you take 2 players on the same team to go over together, under together, just like we do in soccer. We do the same thing in football and League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Valorant, all these different sports, okay? So let's get into the play of the day. First pick is on better, and we're going to take Cristiano Ronaldo to go over shots attempted. Now, today is an interesting day because really the only game that I think really matters is this Portugal versus Colombia game. Now, this is a big game for these two teams, and they're both really good teams. I personally think Colombia is my dark horse of the tournament. I think Colombia is super underrated, and I think Colombia could pull out a win. Now, I don't know how I'm going to bet either way on this game, but I think Colombia is very underrated, but all that doesn't really matter. We will get into that when we get into the prize picks entry, but Ronaldo to go over shots, it's discounted down to 3.5, so we're going to take him over 3.5 shots. Again, normally his line is 4.5. We're going to take him over as a discounted line. There's discounts, about 2 to 3 discounts every day on better and sleeper. This is all I do. Like clockwork, I come on, I give out about 4 discounts a day to my VIP, and I give you guys 1 discount a day here on this channel. And every day you take your discounts and you'll make about $300 a month using these discounts, all right? So if you don't want to make $300 a month, then fine, you don't have to use Better and Sleeper. But I highly recommend you use Better and Sleeper because you can make $400 a month. That can be $3,000 to $4,000 a year that you're leaving on the table. And all you have to do is join my VIP, take the picks, or if you want to do it yourself, be my guest. Use Better, use Sleeper, take the discounts every day. It takes maybe a minute or two, and you'll make $300 a month using these discounts. And you can pretty much throw a dart at a dartboard and pick any different line that you see, and you'll make money on these apps, okay? Now, I use a strategy with esports, and I'm taking Persia to go under, okay? And he is under 31.5 kills. Now, I don't normally go over these lines on Betr because, again, they're just discounts. And these are more, you need to think about these more just consistent base hits that you take every single day, okay? You don't need to think about if they hit, if they miss. It doesn't really matter. All you need to do is just make sure you play the entries every day, and you will make money, all right? You'll make money using discounts like this every day. Because, again, this instantly takes Ronaldo from being a 50-50 prop at 4.5, because that's how these books try to set his line, as a 50-50 at the over to the under, to like a 70% line of him hitting his over because it's discounted down by a shot here, okay? Now, let's get into the Prize Picks play of the day. Before we do so, I do want to say, to get into the VIP completely free or for under $10, you can use Novig, you can use my code DETECTIVE, and you'll get 90% off of your first purchase. So that means your purchase of $1 will give you $10. Your purchase of $5 will give you $50, okay? It's spend 5, get $50 on Novig with code DETECTIVE. On top of that, I'll give you a month free of the VIP. You can also use Kalshi. Use my code DETECTIVE on Kalshi, and you'll get 2 free months of the VIP using that. You can use Betr. Underdog Fantasy is another app that you guys can use. Betr is another app you guys can use, obviously. And Sleeper is another app you guys can use as well and get 2 free months of the VIP. Now, also on top of that, I believe Onyx Odds is giving away $200 with just a $10 deposit, all right? So not only will you get my VIP for a month or 2 free, but you guys can get $50 free, or for like $5 you can get $200 with just $10 on Onyx Odds. The reason why these apps give out such great promos is because, if you think about it from their perspective, they want as many people on these apps as possible. They're a business, so they want to show their shareholders, their investors, hey, we have 1 million people on this app this month. You know, look how good we're doing. But what you can do is you can take advantage of that they're trying to impress their shareholders or whatever it is, and you can say, I'm going to just go ahead and take Onyx, get Onyx, and get the free $200. Use it a couple times, use my $200 on some plays, and then I'm going to get out of there, right? If you want to continue to use Onyx, be my guest. I think Onyx is a good app, but you can get the $200, spend the $200, and then you can, be $200 richer pretty much, right? Just with the deposit bonus that they give you, okay? So this is going to be the play of the day on Prize Picks. Now, let's start with the MLB play because I think it's very simple. And as I showed you guys with the pitcher fantasy score, it was a very simple reason why we took it. We thought the Brewers are going to win. Miz is an extremely good pitcher that goes in and he pitches for about 7 innings and he goes over, right? The play of the day here for the MLB is going to be Byron Buxton to go over 6 hitter fantasy score. And let me show you guys why I like this line so much, okay? So, very simple. His hitter fantasy score is right here, and this is over the past 20 games that I'm showing you guys right now. So obviously, he's on a really good run, like his past couple of games. He's also facing the Rockies, which is the worst defense, or one of the worst defense in all the MLB. But the main reason why I like this line, you can talk about the Rockies, you can talk about him being on a hot streak, whatever it is. Again, he just faced the Rockies and got 19 fantasy score, and now he's facing the Rockies again tonight. But the main reason why I like this line is that right now, his hits, runs, RBIs is at a green goblin. And if you don't know what a green goblin is on Prize Picks, it means that they're reducing your payout to give you a higher hit chance, okay? So this line right now has like a 66 to 65% chance of hitting, but they're going to reduce your payout because it's a green goblin. That's how green goblins work on Prize Picks. Now, if you look between these two plays, right, here is hitter fantasy score, here's the green goblin hits, runs, RBIs. Hitter fantasy score, green goblin. Hitter fantasy score, green goblin. There is no difference between the hit rates of these props, okay? Literally no difference. The only thing that I can see is this game right here where he pushes. He pushes at 6 and his hits, runs, RBIs would have went over or whatever for the green goblin. But hopefully you guys are understanding why I like this pick so much. Because his hitter fantasy score, you are getting this line right now at the hit rate of the green goblin. If he gets 2 hits, runs, RBIs, yes, he will hit his green goblin, but we don't care about that. We hate green goblins because they give us less payout. But it is going to be extremely difficult for him to get 2 hits, runs, RBIs and not hit his hitter fantasy score at over 6. So his hitter fantasy score at 6 is pretty much getting a green goblin line at non-green goblin prices. And what I mean at non-green goblin prices is that they will not payout shift you. So you're getting non-payout shifted down lines for pretty much a green goblin hit rate of this play here, okay? Now, on top, what I want to say is that he still could definitely go under, all right? Green goblins can miss, guys. It doesn't matter. If you have something that's a 99% hit rate, there's still a chance that it does not hit. So I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to hit, but we are getting green goblin line for non-green goblin prices, okay? So think about that. Now, the second pick is going to be, and understand that I said the second pick because this is a 3-man, but I'm saying the second pick. But I pair these guys up together. I think about these guys as one because we are betting pretty much on Colombia to go over possession. I think that they're going to have a good amount of possession in this game. Now, I still think Portugal wins the possession battle, but I think Colombia is very underrated possession-wise. And first of all, I just want to go over this. I'm taking James Rodriguez to go over. I'm taking Davinson Sanchez to go over as well. Again, correlated, because the more possession this team has, the more likely that they will go over together, okay? Now, if you look at similar matchups, right, this is Group K, and they have both played Congo and Uzbekistan. And if you look at the matchups here, Portugal has 70% possession on average versus these two teams, and Colombia has 62.5% possession against these teams. So Colombia has actually possessed the ball pretty well against these two teams that they have played, right? So these are similar opponents that you can compare these lines to, okay? Now, I do think Portugal does have slightly more possession than Colombia, but I think this game goes about 55-45 in favor of Portugal. And I think that Colombia still has 45% possession, which is still pretty good for them, okay? I think 45% possession is going to be enough for players like Rodriguez to go over and for players like Sanchez to go over, okay? So I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people understand. And I think that as long as Colombia gets about 43 to 45% possession in this game, they should be in good spirits to go over together, and that should be enough possession to bump these guys up, okay? Now, important concept here is that I'm taking Rodriguez and I'm taking Sanchez, and I'm taking here's Sanchez and here's Rodriguez. Now, there should be some lights in your brain right now, and if there are, pat yourself on the back because you are understanding what I talk about every day. You might be saying, why on earth are we taking Rodriguez to go over? Because he is playing a winger position. And normally you tell me when these guys play winger positions, they don't get as many pass attempts, right? Like with Doku last night. And that is completely correct. You are completely correct thinking that. He's a winger in this position, so we should take him under, in theory. But if you really dig into it, and you look at how they actually played this guy, you will see that they have him set as the winger in the formation. But if you scroll down to the position he actually plays, you will see right here they have Diaz on the left, they have Suarez in the middle, and then Rodriguez should be playing on the right. But if you look at the line, and this is the same for the Uzbekistan game and the Congo game, okay? You have Diaz on the left, you have Suarez in the middle, but you have no one here on the right, okay? This is where Rodriguez should play based on the formation. He should be right here, and you should see him playing right here the entire game. But that is not how this team actually plays. This is not how the formation actually looks. Rodriguez actually plays right here, right smack dab in the middle of the formation, and he is the ultimate creator of this team. He creates like no one's business. He passes the ball like crazy. He is able to create shots. He's able to pass the ball back. He's able to do pretty much anything on this team. He almost plays like a rover or a roamer in this team, where he can just go anywhere. If they need help on defense, he'll go back. If they need help attacking, he'll go attack. If they need help in the middle of the field, he'll do that. You'll see he even plays on the left side a little bit in this game. It's crazy, right? Why would he play on the left side if you have Diaz playing over here, if you have this guy right here playing over here? I have no idea. He just does whatever he wants. So he is super involved in this offense. The other guy we bet on is Sanchez, right? Sanchez, obviously a more defensive role because he is the center back of this team, but you will see he is also playing a huge part of this defense, and he is going to be able to pass a lot through the back, and then Rodriguez is going to be able to kind of just do whatever he wants, okay? So, again, hope you guys understand, yes, wingers, we normally do like to take them under because they're less involved in the team, right? As I've talked about the past 2 days with Doku and with the other guy, I forget who the other guy's name was. He's right here, Gabriel Gudmundsson. We took him because he's a winger, and what he ended up actually doing is he actually ended up playing more of a defensive role. And I was, I guess, wrong about thinking that. I was wrong about taking him under because he was playing more of a defensive role. But again, that was what the Swedish coach ended up doing within 45 minutes of the game starting, okay? Now, James Rodriguez is going to play much more of a middle tier position. He's going to play like right around here today. And then Sanchez is going to play right around here, okay? So these guys are constantly going to be passing to each other over and over again if they have a lot of possession, all right? Here's the plays, guys. Again, what's very important to understand is these guys are correlated. If they have a lot of possession, if you see them at 55, 60% possession tonight, you're going to see a lot of passes from these guys, all right? And I do think Colombia is a dark horse of this tournament. Here are the two plays. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys catch that 5X, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.